Welcome to the latest edition of Ask the High Commissioner. The Foreign Commonwealth Office's annual Human Rights Report was issued on the 30th of April. It sets out the FCO's, the UK's, global human rights priorities and also has sections addressing 28 countries of concern. And Sri Lanka is one of these. You can read the report for yourself online, but you'll see the issues addressed there are concerns over accountability, human rights concerns over freedom of expression, minority rights, women's rights, and concern over abductions and disappearances that have taken place. The report generated a lot of media coverage, has also generated a good number of questions from you. So I'd like to devote today's session to trying to answer some of those questions. The first question we have is why Sri Lanka has been picked at all as a country of concern. Why not other countries? Well, it's not an exhaustive list of all countries that have human rights issues to face. All countries in the world have human rights issues that they need to address. But Sri Lanka has been picked together with other countries where we have the most serious or wide-ranging human rights issues which we believe need to be addressed. We also believe that by highlighting issues in Sri Lanka, we increase the opportunities for those human rights issues to be addressed and for a positive response. Sri Lanka's own Lessons Learned and Reconciliation Commission makes a number of sound recommendations in the human rights area, and we believe that if the government responds positively and implements those recommendations, there can be an improvement in the human rights situation here in Sri Lanka. The next question picks up a point specifically addressed within our human rights report, which is that there needs to be a scaling down of the military presence in the north and east of Sri Lanka. The questioner notes that in his Victory Day speech, President Rajapaksa indicated that there would not be a scaling down whilst what he described as the pro-LTT diaspora overseas continue their activities abroad. And we were asked what our response is to that. The first thing to reiterate is that it is a good thing that the LTT are no longer carrying on their terrorist activities, and the LTT remains a proscribed organisation in many countries of the world, including the United Kingdom. The second point I would note is that the President also said in his Victory Day speech that the military are no longer involved in civil administration in the north and east of the country. It's very important that should be the case. We'll continue to monitor the situation, because it's important that people have a say in the day-to-day decisions that affect them, and that normal civil administration is restored to the greatest extent possible. We also recognise that there will be normal military camps throughout the country, as is in the case in the United Kingdom, but we hope that the military presence in the north and east of the country can move to resemble that in other parts of Sri Lanka, rather than the very large military presence which we continue to have at the moment in the area of Jaffna and in the valley. The final question asks whether it is fair to say that Sri Lanka has not yet done enough on issues of accountability arising from the conflict, and asks whether the United Kingdom is being unfair in that we also have our troops operating in countries like Iraq and Afghanistan, and there have been accusations of breaches of international humanitarian law in those countries. The answer is that as far as the United Kingdom is concerned, we, like any other country, is bound by the relevant principles and rules of international humanitarian law. When there are accusations that our troops have breached those laws, those accusations are fully investigated, and where they are upheld, action is taken and our troops are held responsible for any breaches that may have taken place. We hope that Sri Lanka, which is similarly bound by those relevant rules of international humanitarian law, will act in the same way. We apply the same standard. Those were the three main issues I wanted to address in today's video clip, but please do keep your questions coming in. We take them seriously and seek to respond to them seriously. I look forward in the next few weeks to celebrating both the Queen's Diamond Jubilee here in Sri Lanka and to the start of the Olympics in July. It's going to be a very busy time in the United Kingdom, a very busy time for us as a High Commission. We will look forward to marking and celebrating the links between both the United Kingdom and Sri Lanka and the United Kingdom and Maldives in these coming weeks.